I came to my daughter's party, but she said, "You're not welcome, you're not welcoming, I only invited my mother-in-law." After looking her in the eyes, I silently left. The next day she called me in a panic. Let me tell you the whole story. First, thank you for watching Granny's Voice. Your support means the world to us. If you like our stories, please hit that subscribe button. Tell us in the comments what city you're watching from. We might give you a shout out next time. Today's special shout out goes to Melody Sales from Ohio. We love having you here. Now let's dive into this story. The rain was hitting my kitchen window as I sat drinking my morning coffee. I'm Margaret Rose, and I'm 68 years old. I used to work at the local flower shop for 30 years before I retired. My hands still smell like roses sometimes, even though I haven't worked there for 5 years now. My daughter Emma lives just 20 minutes away in a fancy neighborhood with her husband David and my sweet granddaughter Lily. Emma works at a big bank downtown, and David owns 3 restaurants. They have lots of money, but somewhere along the way they forgot where they came from. I was looking at a photo of little Lily when my phone buzzed. It was a text from Emma. "Mom, Lily's 6th birthday party is this Saturday at 2 p.m. David's mom is helping me plan everything. See you there." No, how are you? No, I love you. Just cold words on a screen. I remember when Emma was Lily's age. We didn't have much money back then. Her father left us when she was only 3. I worked 2 jobs to keep food on the table and clothes on her back. Emma would help me in our tiny garden, planting flowers and vegetables. She would laugh when dirt got under her fingernails. "Mommy," she would say, "when I grow up, I want to have a big garden just like you." Those were happy days, even though we were poor. We had each other and that was enough. But everything changed when Emma went to college. She met David there, a rich boy from a rich family. Suddenly, our little house wasn't good enough. My old car was embarrassing. My simple clothes made her ashamed. When Emma and David got married, I barely knew anyone at the wedding. David's mother, Patricia, took charge of everything. She picked the flowers, the cake, even Emma's dress. I felt like a stranger watching my own daughter's wedding. Patricia would whisper things to Emma like, "Your mother's dress is so old-fashioned." Or, "Maybe your mother should sit in the back where fewer people will see her." Emma started visiting me less and less. When Lily was born, I was so excited to be a grandmother. But Emma barely let me hold the baby. "Mom, you need to wash your hands again," she would say. "David's mother knows more about babies than you do." It hurt my heart, but I kept quiet. I didn't want to lose my daughter completely. Every birthday, every holiday, I would buy Lily presents with my small pension money. I would knit her sweaters and make her little toys. But Emma would always say, "Oh Mom, you don't need to spend your money. David's parents already bought her everything she needs." Last Christmas, I spent 3 months making Lily a beautiful dollhouse. I painted every tiny room and made little furniture with my own hands. When I gave it to Lily, her eyes lit up with joy. But Emma quickly said, "Lily, put that away. Grandma Patricia bought you a real dollhouse that's much better." I watched my granddaughter's face change from happiness to confusion. She didn't understand why she couldn't play with my gift. The days before Lily's birthday party, I went shopping for a present. I didn't have much money, but I wanted to get her something special. I found a beautiful book about a little girl and her grandmother who plant a garden together. It reminded me of Emma when she was young. I also bought a pretty pink dress for myself. I wanted to look nice for my granddaughter's party. I practiced what I would say to Emma, hoping we could talk and maybe fix our broken relationship. Saturday morning came too quickly. I was nervous as I got ready. I put on my new dress and looked in the mirror. I looked like any other grandmother going to her granddaughter's party. Nothing fancy, but clean and respectable. I took the bus to Emma's neighborhood because I don't have a car anymore. The houses there are huge, with perfect lawns and expensive cars in every driveway. I always feel small when I walk through those streets. Emma's house is the biggest one on the block. It has a swimming pool in the back and a garden that a professional company takes care of. Sometimes I think about the little girl who used to love getting dirty in our tiny garden, And I wonder where she went. I walked up to the front door carrying Lily's present. Through the window, I could see balloons and decorations everywhere. There were already lots of people inside. Adults in expensive clothes and children in designer outfits. I rang the doorbell and waited. Emma opened the door, and for just a second, I saw surprise in her eyes. Then her face went cold. "Mom," she said, not moving aside to let me in. "You're here." "Of course I'm here," I said with a smile. "It's Lily's birthday. I brought her a present." Emma looked behind her, then stepped outside and closed the door. We stood on her fancy porch while I could hear laughter and music from inside. "Mom, we need to talk," Emma said in a quiet voice. My heart started beating fast. Something was wrong. Very wrong. "What's wrong, sweetheart?" I asked, still holding Lily's present. Emma looked uncomfortable. She kept looking at the door like she wanted to go back inside. "Mom, This is awkward. But David's parents are here, and they've done so much for this party. Patricia planned everything and paid for most of it." "That's nice of her," I said, not understanding why this was a problem. "I'm sure we can all celebrate Lily together." Emma shook her head. "No, Mum. You don't understand. Patricia specifically asked me not to invite you. She thinks you don't fit in with our friends." The words hit me like a cold wind. "What do you mean, don't fit in?" Emma's face turned red, but she kept talking. "Mom, look at yourself. Look at your dress, your shoes. Look at how you got here on the bus. David's parents and our friends, they're successful people. They have nice cars and nice clothes and nice jobs." I looked down at my pink dress, the one I had been so proud of an hour ago. Suddenly it felt cheap and wrong. "Emma," I said quietly, "I'm your mother. I raised you by myself. I worked 2 jobs to give you everything you needed." "I know, Mom, and I'm grateful. But that was a long time ago. Things are different now. I'm different now." "So you're ashamed of me?" I asked, feeling tears start to come. Emma didn't answer right away, which was answer enough. "Mom, it's not that I'm ashamed. Just, Patricia is Lily's grandmother too. And she's been so good to us. She bought Lily's bike, she pays for her dance lessons, she takes her shopping for clothes. She's more present in Lily's life. Because you let her be," I said, my voice getting louder. "You pushed me away every time I tried to be part of Lily's life." "Shoo," Emma said, looking around. "The neighbors will hear you." That's when I understood. Emma cared more about what the neighbors thought than about her own mother's feelings. "Emma," I said, trying one more time. "I'm your mother. Love you. I love Lily. Can't I just come in for a few minutes? Just to wish her happy birthday?" Emma shook her head. "Mom, you're not welcome here. Not today. Patricia specifically said she didn't want you here, and David agrees with her. This is their party, not ours." "Their party?" "Yes. It's your daughter's birthday." "Lily calls Patricia grandma now," Emma said, and those words broke my heart into a million pieces. "She's confused about having 2 grandmothers. It's easier if there's just one." I stared at my daughter. This woman I had raised, loved, sacrificed for. And I didn't recognize her anymore. "So you're choosing them over me?" "Yes. I'm choosing what's best for my family," Emma said. "David's parents can give Lily opportunities you never could. They can pay for her college, help her get good jobs, introduce her to the right people. What can you give her? Stories about planting flowers." I looked at the present in my hands. The book about a grandmother and granddaughter gardening together. Seemed so stupid now. "I can give her love," I said quietly. "I can give her stories about her real family. I can teach her that money isn't everything." "Love doesn't pay for college," Emma said coldly. "Love doesn't get you into the right schools or introduce you to the right people." I looked at Emma one more time, searching for some sign of the little girl I had raised. But she was gone, replaced by this stranger who cared more about money and status than family. "You know what, Emma?" I said, standing up straighter. "You're right. I can't give Lily expensive presents or fancy opportunities. But I could have given her something Patricia never will. The knowledge that she is loved no matter what, that family means more than money, and that being kind is more important than being rich. Emma looked uncomfortable, but she didn't change her mind. I could have taught her about her grandfather, who died before she was born but who would have loved her so much. I could have shown her pictures of you as a little girl, playing in the dirt and laughing. But I guess that's not important anymore. I set Lily's present down on the porch. Give this to Lily if you want, or throw it away. I don't care anymore. Mom, don't be dramatic, Emma said. Maybe we can arrange for you to see Lily sometime when David's parents aren't around. No, I said firmly. I won't be your secret grandmother. I won't hide in the shadows while Patricia takes my place. Either I'm part of this family or I'm not. And clearly I'm not. I started walking away, but Emma called after me. Mom, wait. Where are you going? I turned around. I'm going home, Emma. To my small house with my old furniture and my simple life. The life you're so ashamed of. Mom, you're being unreasonable, Emma said. This is just how things are now. This is the real world. No, Emma. This is your world. A world where money matters more than love, where status matters more than family. I don't want to be part of that world. I looked at the big house with all its lights and decorations, and I could hear children laughing inside. My granddaughter was in there, celebrating her birthday without me. I hope Patricia makes Lily happy, I said. I hope all that money and all those opportunities are worth losing your real family. Emma didn't say anything. She just stood there on her perfect porch in her expensive dress, watching me walk away. The bus ride home was the longest ride of my life. I sat in the back, crying quietly, while other passengers pretended not to notice. I kept thinking about Lily, my beautiful granddaughter who I might never see again. When I got home, I sat in my kitchen and looked at all the photos on my refrigerator. Pictures of Emma as a baby, as a little girl at her graduation. Pictures of Lily when she was tiny. Happy memories that now felt like someone else's life. I made myself a cup of tea and tried to watch television, but I couldn't concentrate. Every few minutes, I would think about the party, about Lily opening presents, about Patricia being called Grandma while I sat alone in my house. That night I barely slept. I kept wondering if I had done the right thing. Maybe I should have swallowed my pride and accepted Emma's offer to see Lily in secret. Maybe having a little bit of my granddaughter was better than having nothing at all. But then I remembered Emma's cold voice saying, "You're not welcome here," and I knew I had made the right choice. I couldn't live as a second-class grandmother, hiding in the shadows while someone else took my place. Sunday morning came gray and rainy, matching my mood. I made coffee and sat by my window, watching the empty street. Most people were probably at church or having family breakfast. I was alone as usual. Around 10 a.m. my phone rang. I looked at the screen and saw Emma's name. My first thought was not to answer. What could she possibly want to say after yesterday? But something made me pick up the phone. Maybe it was hope. Maybe it was just habit. "Hello," I said, trying to keep my voice steady. "Mom." Emma's voice sounded strange, shaky and scared. "Mom, I need your help." I was quiet for a moment. After everything that had happened yesterday, she was calling me for help. "What's wrong, Emma?" I asked because despite everything she was still my daughter. "It's Lily," Emma said, and I could hear that she was crying. "She's missing, Mom. She's been gone since last night." My blood went cold. "What do you mean, missing?" "After the party ended, we put her to bed like always. But this morning when I went to wake her up, she wasn't there. Her bed looked like she never slept in it. We've looked everywhere, the house, the yard, the neighbors' houses. She's just gone." I stood up so fast I almost dropped the phone. "Have you called the police?" "Yes, they're here now. But Mom, she left something behind. Note. And it mentions you." "What does it say?" asked, my heart pounding. Emma was quiet for a moment, then she read, "I heard Mommy tell Grandma Margaret she's not welcome anymore. But I want Grandma Margaret to be my grandma too. I'm going to find her and live with her forever. I felt like I couldn't breathe. That sweet little girl had heard Emma's cruel words yesterday, and now she was out there somewhere, trying to find me. Oh my God, I whispered. Emma, she could be anywhere. She's only 6 years old. I know, Emma sobbed. The police are asking all these questions, and David is angry. And Patricia keeps saying this never would have happened if I hadn't upset Lily by talking about you. I'm coming over right now, I said, already looking for my shoes. Would you? Emma asked, sounding like a scared little girl instead of the cold woman from yesterday. I know I don't deserve your help after what I said, but I don't know what else to do. The police want to know everything about you, where you live, what you look like, where Lily might try to find you. Emma, listen to me, I said firmly. We'll find her. But first think, did Lily ever ask about me? Did she ever want to visit me? Yes, Emma admitted quietly. All the time. She always asked why she couldn't come to your house. She wanted to see where I grew up. Does she know my address? I don't think so. But she's smart, Mom. She might remember from when we drove past your neighborhood. I was already putting on my coat. I'm calling a taxi. I'll be there in 20 minutes. In the meantime, call everyone. Your neighbors, Lily's friends from school, anyone who might have seen her. Mom, Emma said, her voice breaking. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for what I said yesterday. I didn't mean it. I was just... Patricia put so much pressure on me. And David always takes his mother's side, and I felt trapped. We'll talk about that later, I said. Right now, we need to focus on finding Lily. But as I hung up the phone and waited for the taxi, I couldn't help thinking. Yesterday Emma didn't want me in her life, and today she needed me more than ever. The taxi ride to Emma's house felt like it took forever. I kept thinking about Lily. Where would a 6-year-old girl go? How far could she walk? Was she scared? Was she cold? When I got to Emma's house, there were police cars in the driveway. I saw Emma standing on the porch talking to a police officer. She looked terrible. Her hair was messy, her face was red from crying, and she was still wearing her pajamas. When she saw me, she ran over and hugged me tight. It was the first time she had hugged me in years. Mom, thank God you're here, she sobbed. I don't know what to do. The police are asking all these questions, and David's parents are blaming me, and I just want my baby back. The police officer walked over to us. He was a kind-looking man with gray hair, probably around my age. You must be Margaret, he said. I'm Officer Johnson. We need to ask you some questions about your granddaughter. Of course, I said. Whatever you need. Did Lily ever express interest in visiting you? Did she know where you lived? She asked about me sometimes when I visited, I said. But Emma, my daughter, usually changed the subject. Officer Johnson looked at Emma, who turned red. Yesterday there was an incident, Emma said quietly. I told my mother she wasn't welcome at Lily's birthday party. Lily might have overheard. Officer Johnson nodded. That matches what we found in the note. Mrs. Margaret, I need you to go home and wait there. If Lily is trying to find you, that's where she'll go. We'll have an officer with you, and we'll be checking all the routes between here and your house. What about bus stops? Yes. Lily has seen me take the bus. She might try to take one to my neighborhood. We're already checking those, he said. Mrs. Margaret, I have to ask. If Lily shows up at your house, would you call us immediately? Of course, said Officer. She's 6 years old. She must be terrified. Emma started crying again. This is all my fault. If I hadn't been so cruel yesterday, none of this would have happened. David came out of the house then, and he looked angry. This is what happens when you upset children with family drama, he said to Emma. My mother warned you this would happen if you kept talking about your mother around Lily. I felt my temper rising. Excuse me, said. Your mother is the one who demanded Emma not invite me to the party. My mother was trying to protect Lily from confusing situations, David said coldly. Children need stability, not a bunch of different people claiming to be their grandmother. I am her grandmother, I said loudly. I was her grandmother before your mother ever met her. Stop it, Emma screamed. Just stop. My daughter is missing, and you're all arguing about whose fault it is. Officer Johnson stepped between us. Everyone needs to calm down. The most important thing right now is finding Lily. Mr. David, I need you to make a list of all of Lily's friends and their addresses. Mrs. Emma, I need you to show me Lily's room and tell me if anything else is missing. Mrs. Margaret, I need you to go home and wait. I nodded and started to leave, but Emma grabbed my arm. Mom, please don't be mad at me, she whispered. I know I said terrible things yesterday, but I was just scared. Patricia has so much influence over David, and I felt like I had to choose between you and them. You did choose, I said sadly. And now look what's happened. Emma's face crumpled. I know I chose wrong. But please help me find my daughter. Help me find our daughter. I looked at Emma, really looked at her. Under all that expensive makeup and fancy clothes, I could see my little girl. The little girl who used to have nightmares and come crawling into my bed. The little girl who cried when other kids were mean to her. The little girl who needed her mother. Of course I'll help, I said. Lily is my granddaughter, and I love her no matter what anyone says. Emma hugged me again. Thank you, Mom. I don't deserve your kindness, but thank you. I went home and sat by my window, watching the street for any sign of a little blonde girl. Officer Martinez stayed with me and we waited. And waited. And waited. Every few minutes my phone would ring with updates. They had checked the park, no Lily. They had checked the school, no Lily. They had checked every bus stop between Emma's house and mine. No Lily. As the hours passed, I started to panic. Where could a 6-year-old girl be? It was getting dark, and the weather was turning cold. Lily was probably hungry and scared and lost. Around 4 p.m., Officer Martinez got a call on his radio. We have a possible sighting, he said to me. A bus driver thinks he saw a little girl matching Lily's description getting off at Maple Street around noon. Maple Street was only 4 blocks from my house. My heart started racing. She's close, I said. She's trying to get to me. Officer Martinez called it in, and within minutes, police cars were driving slowly through my neighborhood, looking for Lily. At 4:30, I heard a small voice outside my front door. Grandma Margaret. Are you home? I ran to the door so fast I almost fell down. There was Lily, standing on my porch in her party dress from yesterday, looking tired and scared and cold. Oh, sweetheart, I cried, opening the door and pulling her into my arms. We've been so worried about you. Lily hugged me tight and started crying. Grandma Margaret, I heard Mommy say you're not welcome anymore. But I want you to be my grandma. I don't want Grandma Patricia to be my only grandma. Officer Martinez quickly called for backup and to let Emma know Lily was safe. Lily, baby, how did you get here? I asked, holding her close. I walked, she said proudly. It took me a really long time and I got lost, but a nice lady at the bus stop told me which way to go. I remembered you said you lived on Oak Street. You walked all this way by yourself? I asked, amazed and terrified at the same time. I had to, Lily said seriously. Mommy said you can't be my grandma anymore, but I want 2 grandmas. Grandma Patricia buys me nice things, but you tell me stories and you smell like flowers and you make the best cookies. I started crying then, holding my brave little granddaughter who had walked miles just to find me. Within minutes, Emma and David arrived, followed by Patricia and her husband. Emma ran to Lily and hugged her so tight I thought she might squeeze the breath out of her. Lily. Oh my God, Lily, don't ever scare me like that again. Emma sobbed. I'm sorry, Mommy, Lily said. But I had to find Grandma Margaret. I don't want her to go away. David looked embarrassed, and Patricia looked uncomfortable. The police officer asked Lily some questions about her journey, and I made her a sandwich because she said she was hungry. While Lily ate, Emma and I stepped outside to talk privately. Mom, Emma said, tears streaming down her face. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for yesterday, I'm sorry for the past few years. I'm sorry for choosing David's family over you. Emma, I said gently, why did you do it? Why did you push me away? Emma looked down at her hands. Because Patricia made me feel like I wasn't good enough. She would make little comments about how I dressed, how I talked, how I raised Lily. And David would always take her side. I felt like if I brought you around, she would judge me even more for coming from a poor family. So you thought if you got rid of me, she would accept you? Yes, Emma whispered. But she never did. Nothing I do is ever good enough for her. And in trying to please her, I lost the one person who always loved me unconditionally. Emma, I never stopped loving you, I said. Even when you hurt me, even when you chose them over me, you're still my daughter. Can you forgive me? She asked. Can we try again? I looked through the window at Lily, who was telling Officer Martinez about her big adventure. She looked so much like Emma had at that age. Brave and determined and full of love. Yes, I said. But things have to change. I won't be a secret grandmother anymore. I won't hide while Patricia gets all the credit for loving Lily. I know, Emma said. And I'll make David understand. What happened today? It opened my eyes. Lily walked miles just to find you. That means something. That means you're important to her. We went back inside and Lily ran to me. Grandma Margaret, can I come visit you every week? Can you teach me how to plant flowers like you taught Mommy? I looked at Emma, who nodded with tears in her eyes. Yes, sweetheart, I said. We'll plant a whole garden together. Patricia cleared her throat. Well, I suppose we should discuss custody arrangements and visitation schedules. No, Emma said firmly, surprising everyone. There won't be any schedules or arrangements. Margaret is Lily's grandmother, and she's welcome in our lives any time she wants to be there. David started to protest, but Emma cut him off. David, our daughter ran away because she thought she was losing her grandmother. That's not happening again. I smiled and hugged Lily close. Sometimes it takes a crisis to show people what really matters. And today, love won over money, family won over status, and a brave little girl brought her family back together. Lily looked up at me with her bright blue eyes. Grandma Margaret, will you tell me a story? Of course, sweetheart, I said. Let me tell you about a little girl who loved to plant flowers. Thanks for watching Granny's Voice. Please subscribe.